Good evening, everyone. I will be your news anchor for tonight's segment. I am Daniel Gilbert Tioluan Lumantobing. I am a second semester student from Fakultas Sastra Universitas Metodis Indonesia. And let us begin with our broadcast. Finding a job is often difficult for a young person today, but it will be easier if you follow these steps. First, you have to decide what kind of job you want. Think about the type of work you like to do. You should talk to your family and friends about it. You can also talk to people with different kinds of jobs. Next, you need to write a resume. This tells about your education and your earlier jobs. It should be carefully typed. Then, you're ready to start looking for a job. The job of a young doctor is not easy. Doctors often spend many hours with the patient. There are usually more patients waiting. So doctors do not have much free time during the day. They often have to work all night in hospitals too. Or they may need to go somewhere suddenly when someone is ill. A doctor's decision may mean life or death for the patient. Even when doctors are very tired, they have to think very carefully. The worst problem may be over when you find a good job, but you must think about keeping your job. You may lose it if you are not careful. Be sure you arrive at work on time every morning. You should not stop every hour for coffee, and you should not leave early too often. An important part of your job may be how you work with others. If you are difficult to work with, you may have trouble, or you may have trouble if you do not make friends with your co-workers. Remember these things if you want to keep your job. Galileo was one of the first modern scientists. He was born in Pisa, Italy in 1564. At first, he studied philosophy, but later he studied mathematics and astronomy. He was very interested in how Earth and the other planets move around the sun. He discovered several important facts about our world. He also started a new way of thinking in science. Before Galileo, scientists did not do experiments. They just guessed how something happened. But Galileo was different. He didn't just make guesses. He did experiments and watched what happened. Galileo is famous for his study of how things fall. He was the first person to do experiments about this. People used to think that heavy things fell faster than light things, but Galileo found out that this was not true. He took a heavy ball and a light ball and dropped them both from a high place. They fell at the same speed. This meant that weight is not important. This became known as the law of falling bodies, an important law for understanding our world. The life of a scientist was not easy in the 1500s. Galileo had trouble because of his scientific ideas. His ideas were not the same as the religious beliefs at the time. Many religious leaders did not agree with him. Throughout his whole life, Galileo had to worry about this. He was even sent to prison for a while, but no one could stop him from thinking. He continued to search for scientific answers. Our dear viewers, this is the end of our news segment. This has been Daniel Gilbert Tioluan Lumbantobing. Thank you, and I'll see you next time.